If you're watching this and you're still in your school right now, don't look around, just listen. There's something you need to know before it's too late. Because if your teacher ever does this one thing, you need to run immediately and don't stop. No matter what they say, it always starts normal. You're in class, maybe it's boring, maybe you're half asleep. The lesson's something you've heard before. They're writing on the board, calling on students, flipping pages. Just another Tuesday. Until they pause, only for a second, but their shoulders stiffen. Their head tilts just a little too far, and then they ask,
"Can anyone tell me what we were doing yesterday?"
Not what the subject is, not what page you're on. They're not checking attendance or testing memory. They're verifying continuity. They're checking if this version of the class is the one they left behind. Then they do it. The thing you can't ignore. They put down the chalk, they don't speak, they just start pacing slowly, silently around the classroom. Not random steps, but exact measurements, each desk, each student, like they're scanning. Some of you might think it's a drill, some might laugh, but if their shoes don't make sound, if their footsteps don't echo, and the second hand on the clock stops moving, you're no longer in school. You're inside a loop, a test chamber, and that thing at the front of the class, it's not your teacher anymore. You'll notice something's wrong when they finally speak again. Their voice will be off, too perfect, like a recording played back on clean tape. They'll say something generic, a phrase designed to reset your memory. Let's begin again. But you've already begun. You remember the first time, and the second. The others don't. Their eyes flicker, their hands repeat the same motion. One student ties their shoe again, someone drops the same pencil, and the teacher smiles, wide, frozen, teeth showing. That's your cue. Don't raise your hand, don't grab your bag, just stand up and walk to the door. If the knob is warm, you're still safe. If it's cold, the loop has reset, and now they know you're awake. Whatever you do, don't speak, don't make eye contact, and whatever you do, don't stay seated, because they'll call on you. And if you answer, you become part of the loop forever. One student escaped last week. They left during the pacing phase. They haven't been seen since, but someone saw their shadow in a different classroom, pacing the same pattern. Don't let that be you. If your teacher ever does this, run. Emergency Broadcast Network. Code Black Alert District Alert Code 731 Alpha. This is a mandatory announcement from the Unified School Security Network. A Code Black has been issued for all public and private educational facilities within the affected zone. All students and staff are instructed to remain indoors. This message concerns substitute personnel infiltration. This morning at 8:12 a.m., the administration of Harding High received an attendance sheet listing a substitute teacher named Mr. Delroy. No request for a substitute had been made. No one remembers hiring him, and yet he was already inside the classroom before the doors were unlocked. Mr. Delroy doesn't respond to questions about his background. He doesn't blink, even when addressed directly. He speaks only when no one else is speaking. His voice appears on audio recordings, but not in real time. Multiple students have reported hearing him whisper from the back of the class, even while he's standing in front of them. His handwriting is consistent across all blackboards in all rooms without variation. Identical loops, identical spacing. When asked to write something different, he smiles. His teeth extend too far back. Please be advised, if you are currently in a classroom with a substitute teacher, follow these instructions. 1. Count the fingers. Mr. Delroy has 6 on each hand. He will hide the extra with chalk or a marker. 2. Do not eat anything during class. The substitute cannot mimic digestion. He will mimic chewing. 3. Check reflections. He has no shadow. He casts reflections only in polished glass. Witnesses have observed Mr. Delroy exiting rooms he never entered. Surveillance footage shows him pausing outside the girls' restroom at exactly 9:09 a.m. in every building he visits. We do not know why. Do not follow him into a storage closet. Do not ask him personal questions. If he calls you by your full legal name, leave the room immediately. The real teachers have not been found. Some suspect they're still inside the building. Others believe they've been moved to the crawl spaces beneath the auditorium, where the air always smells like iron and burnt chalk. One final warning. If he ever assigns you an essay titled, "What It Means to Be Human," do not write it. Those who complete the assignment have not been seen again. Their desks remain warm for hours after. This message will repeat once. If your current instructor doesn't blink during the replay, you are no longer in a school. Do not look outside. Do not raise your hand. Do not breathe too loudly. Transmission terminated. Class dismissed. This is a mandatory broadcast from the Office of Temporal Safety. If you're hearing this, you may have been replaced. You missed school yesterday. You're certain of it. You remember waking up late. You remember staying in bed. You remember never stepping outside. But when you returned today, everyone insisted you were there. Your teacher handed back an assignment with your handwriting. Your best friend joked about what you said during lunch. Your name was marked present. Even the surveillance footage shows you walking the halls. But that wasn't you. Listen closely, this is not memory loss. This is not a dream. This is what we call a phantom attendance event. When the body is present, but the mind is not. Something else was inside you yesterday. It wore your clothes. It spoke with your voice. It knew just enough to pass as you. But it is not you. Reports show the following signs. Your handwriting is close, but not quite right. You're in photos, but never blink. Your shadow moves, a second too slow. Someone claims you said something you would never say. You feel a sharp pain behind your eyes at exactly 3:12 p.m. If you are the original, you must act now. Do not question others. If your friends were in class yesterday, they may already be compromised. Their responses will loop. They will say the same sentence, exactly the same, every time you ask. Do not follow them. Do not confront them. They do not know they are no longer themselves. Check your mirror. If your reflection blinks before you do not move. Find a quiet space. Cover all reflective surfaces. Write your name backward on your wrist. And wait for further instructions at 11:11 p.m. You were not supposed to know, but now that you do, they know you know. Emergency broadcast. School District 11. Alert number 62. This is an urgent transmission issued by the school board in conjunction with the Department of Unexplained Phenomena. 010. As of 9:17 a.m. this morning, several schools have reported auditory anomalies related to class dismissal bells. A second bell is being heard exactly 6 seconds after the normal one. This is not a malfunction. This is not a drill. If you hear the second bell, remain seated. Do not pack your belongings. Do not stand. And under no circumstances should you exit the classroom. The second bell is not for you. The first incident occurred yesterday. A student in room 3B stood up after the second chime. Witnesses recall her walking to the door, opening it, and vanishing mid-step. Her bag was still in the chair. Her pencil kept rolling. She has not returned. Following this, teachers reported a strange repetition. Students asking the same question, the same sneeze. A chair scraping the floor over and over and over. Periods are looping. Time is folding inward. If the second bell rings, you are caught in the echo. Symptoms of entrapment include writing the same word multiple times without realizing it, looking at the clock and seeing it move backwards, hearing the principal's morning announcement twice with slightly different wording. If these symptoms appear, do not panic. Panic resets the loop. Remain still. Breathe. Wait for the third sound. The third sound is not a bell. It is a sharp metal scraping noise. If you hear this, close your eyes immediately. Do not open them until you feel warmth on your skin. That means the sun is back. That means the loop has passed. The second bell was first documented in 1996. The school board attempted to remove the bell system in 2003. The replacement was installed. The second bell continued, even without speakers. Some believe it is calling roll. Each double ring is a test, and the first to stand is taken. The students say you can hear breathing in the hallway just before it rings, like something pacing, deciding. The entity is mimicking structure. It believes it is a teacher. It cannot open the door itself. It needs you to open it. This broadcast will self-erase in 90 seconds to prevent recursion. Before it does, check your surroundings. Look at your notes. Are you writing the same sentence again? Is the hallway silent even though class ended minutes ago? If you hear the bell a second time, stay in your seat. And for the love of everything, don't look into the hallway mirror. They say the reflection waves goodbye before the door ever opens. Transmission ends. If you're watching this, it means you didn't hear it. You're lucky. The fire drill that happened yesterday, it wasn't scheduled. And it wasn't a test. We don't know who triggered it. We just know what it did. At exactly 10:47 a.m., the alarm system changed. Not louder, not faster, just wrong. Lower frequency, almost like it was humming something beneath the siren. Everyone in the building heard it, everyone except one student. He had his fingers in his ears. He was tired. Said the alarm always gave him headaches. That boy's name was Simon Herrera. He's the only one who didn't change. The others, they started remembering things, false things, wrong birthdays, classmates who never existed, a school trip that never happened, but somehow they all remember the same bus crash. And then it got worse. One teacher, Mrs. Kelman, she started crying during attendance. Said one of her students was missing, but the name she gave wasn't on any list. There was no desk, no photo, no records. But other students said he was real. Said he sat in the back, always wore a red hoodie. Security footage shows an empty seat. But sometimes, just for one frame, there's something sitting there. It blinks too slowly. It doesn't move with the others. Then Simon started noticing more. The clocks weren't ticking right. The hallway lights flickered in a rhythm. Some students repeated the same sentence 3 times before stopping, and when he looked outside, the trees were frozen, like a photograph. He tried to tell someone, but the principal just smiled for too long, said, "We're all happy you're adjusting." He never said what Simon was adjusting to. That night, Simon recorded a message on his old cassette player. He said, "I think I'm the only one still real. I think the alarm rewrote them. And I think it's trying to finish the job." The last 30 seconds of that tape are just the fire alarm sound, but slowed down. It sounds like a voice, and it says, "Cover your ears next time. If you ever hear a fire drill that makes your bones feel colder, don't listen, don't hum along, and whatever you do, don't remember what it tells you."
Every year, every semester, every classroom in the East Wing gets one extra name. No one remembers adding it. It's always there, the same name. Emily Reese, born in 1957. No middle name, no transfer record, no emergency contact. Some teachers think it's a glitch. Some think it's a joke left in the system, but the ones who've been here long enough know better. They remember her. They say she was quiet, top grades, always early, never late, and then one day she stopped leaving. No one saw her go home, but every morning she was back, and she hasn't left since. The odd part? She looks the same in every picture, from 1974 to 1983 to 2001 to last year. Same uniform, same hair, same smile. If she's ever absent, really absent, the intercom plays a distorted chime. The lights flicker, and someone else disappears. Last fall, a new sub marked her absent. He laughed, thought it was a prank. He never made it to lunch, only his clipboard was found, snapped in half with her name circled in red. Students say her desk is colder than the others. Some claim they've sat in it and felt like they were sinking, like the chair didn't want them there. One kid said he saw a shadow under her desk, but no feet. Another said he heard someone whisper his name from her locker. When he opened it, it was empty, except for a photo of his own class from 2 years ago, with her in it in the front row, smiling. Every so often the school reassigns the East Wing, changes the layout, new paint, new rooms, but her name keeps showing up. Her attendance file can't be deleted, and if you try, the system crashes. Last week, someone tried to wipe her from the database. The next day, the servers came back online with one new file, a recording. Only one line was audible. I never missed a day. Here's what we know. If you see her in the hall, don't greet her. If you hear your name whispered, don't answer. If you find her name on the attendance sheet, skip it. Never sit in her seat, even if it's the last one left. And if she turns her head to look at you, don't blink. She remembers every face that's tried to forget her. You can leave the classroom, but if you hear the bell ring twice, you're not leaving alone. This is a district-wide emergency announcement. If you are hearing this message, you have likely regained consciousness inside your school. You do not remember falling asleep. You do not remember entering the building, but you're here. This is not normal. This is not a drill. This is not your real school. Please follow these steps immediately. 1. Remain completely still for the next 10 seconds. 2. Listen carefully. 3. Do you hear the clock ticking? If you do not, proceed to the nearest exit and do not look behind you. If you do hear ticking, you're already being watched. Do not speak to anyone you encounter. If someone calls your name, ignore it. Your real name should not exist here. Reports from surviving students mention waking up with dry ink on their hands, desks that reset when unobserved, clocks that never change but tick louder, a teacher with no face who keeps asking for roll call over and over again. Do not participate in classroom activities, even if instructed, even if punished. The test is not for you, it's for them. I just blinked, then I was here. But my mom says I've been gone for 2 years. One student escaped. She covered her eyes the moment she woke up, kept them shut, crawled toward where the light felt warmest, and whispered a name that wasn't hers. She made it back, but she doesn't sleep anymore. If the school bell rings and you didn't hear it once before, don't wait for the second ring. Run. Leave everything behind. Don't look at the windows. They show memories that aren't yours. If you wake up here, you were chosen. Run before they take attendance.
This message is for faculty and students only. Do not share this with parents. Do not post this online. As of 7 a.m. today, multiple schools in the district have reported anomalies in their morning announcements. If you're hearing this, your school may already be compromised. Here's what to watch for. If the intercom activates before the first bell, do not react. If the voice sounds unfamiliar, even if it says your principal's name, do not respond. If the announcements last longer than 47 seconds, cover your ears immediately. You may hear your name. You may hear it twice. Ignore it. Do not stand. Do not look at the speaker. The real morning announcements were cancelled at 6:45 a.m. What you're hearing isn't from us. It's using our frequency. Reports confirm the message starts normally.
Good morning, students. Today's lunch will be...
But by the third sentence, it shifts. You'll hear laughter, a second voice layered underneath. By the fifth sentence, it begins taking attendance for people who were never enrolled. If your name is called and you respond, you won't remember what happens next, but your classmates will. They won't say anything. Their eyes will just follow you longer in the halls. You'll start hearing the announcements outside school, in your home, in your car, inside your head. In 2011, a substitute teacher tried transcribing one of these broadcasts. He wrote until his fingertips bled. When they found him, the entire whiteboard was filled with one sentence over and over. You woke up in the wrong version. If you've already heard the message today and feel disconnected from your friends, your memories, even your reflection, then this is your final instruction. Do not follow the next announcement, not when it starts, not when it says your name, and especially not when it says, "This time you got it right. Transmission end."
If you're watching this, it means you're still here. The bell rang. The students filed out. The teacher packed up. And yet you're still in your seat. You probably think you're just late. Maybe you forgot your bag. Maybe you're finishing an assignment. But if no one else is around and you're the last one to leave the classroom, you don't leave. At exactly 2:44 p.m. in select districts, a secondary classroom event has been reported. It only happens in schools built before 1978. No known reason, no known origin. But if the classroom empties and you're left behind, even for a second, the hallway isn't the same one you entered through. This phenomenon is called the lingering bell loop. Witnesses report hearing the final bell twice, but only those who stay past the first bell hear it. And if you hear the second ring while still inside, you're already part of it. At first it will seem normal, maybe too normal. The classroom resets, your bag is still there, the windows are open, but no noise from outside, no footsteps, no announcements, just time looping like it's trying to hold you here. Don't open the door, don't look out the window, don't call for help. If you write something down during this loop, it disappears the next time you blink. If you look in your notebook and see handwriting that isn't yours, don't read it. That's not your memory, that's bait. Sometimes you'll see another student sitting at the far desk. You won't remember them. They don't speak. They're not supposed to be there. If they turn around, cover your eyes. Do not acknowledge them. You only leave if you forget you were ever there. Some say you can trick the loop. Some say you can leave if you time it perfectly between the first and second bell. But no one who tried ever came back. Their desks remain untouched, books still open, as if they're still mid-sentence. If your classroom lights flicker 3 times, cover your ears. The announcements aren't real, they're recordings designed to make you leave. But where they lead isn't your school. In 1995, an entire class vanished after a substitute forgot to dismiss them. The school locked up, janitors left, and 26 names were never seen again. The desks were there, the bell rang, but no one left. Ever since then, a protocol was introduced, but sometimes one still slips through. If you're still watching this, ask yourself, did you leave after the bell, or are you watching this from the desk still inside? If you're unsure, try this. Look at the clock. If it's 2:44 p.m., leave Now, if it says 2:43, don't move. If it says 2:45, it's already too late. Whatever you do, don't be the last one again, because the classroom remembers, and it always wants one more. If you still see the board, you never left. Comment, I made it out. If you think you did, we'll be watching. Attention, this is a level 3 temporal interference warning. Students living in the redacted district are advised to stay indoors. Do not approach any school transportation operating outside standard daylight hours. Repeat, do not board the bus if it arrives before dawn. The bus came at 3:12 a.m. No engine sound, no driver visible. Just those headlights, too bright for that hour, too steady. It stopped outside my house like it always does. Door opened with a slow hiss, and I swear I heard my name. Not spoken, but thought, like the air itself wanted me to hear it. I stepped on, thinking maybe it was a mistake, but there were others already sitting. Kids from school, but their faces were just slightly off, like they were drawn from memory, not reality. They didn't speak, they didn't blink, and the windows only showed darkness. No streets, no lights, no world. The driver didn't turn around, just sat there, hands fixed on the wheel, like they were waiting for something. And then the intercom clicked on. Static first, then something worse.
Thank you for boarding. Today is not your day.
The bus didn't go to school. It didn't go anywhere that should exist. It looped through neighborhoods that didn't match the map, past buildings that shouldn't be there. I saw my old house even though we moved out years ago. I saw a playground filled with motionless children, all staring at us as we passed. I pressed the stop button. The light blinked, but the bus didn't slow down. One kid stood up near the front, walked down the aisle, reached the doors, and when they opened, it was just a wall of white, like he walked into nothing. The doors shut behind him. He never came back. It never passed 3:12. No matter how long I sat, the clock reset, like we were stuck in the moment this all began, frozen in that night's wrongness. When I finally got off, I was back home, in my bed, like none of it happened except my shoes were still wet, and I had a bus ticket in my hand, punched, labeled return trip. If a yellow bus comes before sunrise and you hear your name whispered from the open door, don't answer, don't step on, and don't look the driver in the eyes, because if you do, you'll never get off at your stop. Timestamp 3:12 has been marked as infected. Avoid all transportation anomalies. And if you're already on board, try not to fall asleep. This is a level 3 educational emergency. Please remain calm and listen closely. If you're hearing this broadcast, it means we believe you haven't experienced the event yet. At approximately 9:17 a.m. local time, an unknown anomaly was reported inside several classrooms nationwide. It is not visible, it is not physical, it is something you feel. It starts with a sudden silence, not the usual classroom quiet. No scribbling, no keyboard tapping, just nothing. Even the ticking of the clock feels wrong. Delayed, like it's waiting for something. Your teacher pauses mid-sentence. Then they say a word you've never heard before. It doesn't sound like a real language. It might be whispered, it might be yelled. Either way, it doesn't belong in your world. Then they freeze, eyes wide, hands trembling, and slowly, they start smiling. That's the moment you must leave. Stand up, don't run, don't speak. Walk out of the classroom, don't look back. Because if you stay, they'll start asking the class questions, not about the subject. They'll ask things like, do you remember your real name? Or, what year is it where you are? Or worse, are you the original one in that seat? And the moment you answer, they'll know. You've been flagged. Students who respond are never seen again, but sometimes their seat keeps responding. A version of you will still be in class, but it won't blink, it won't breathe. It just listens and waits for others to fail the test too. We've seen footage, dozens of classrooms, empty desks, except for one, still sitting upright, smiling, waiting. If this happens in your school, leave the room. If the teacher ever freezes, if they ever smile for too long, if they ask you who you really are, don't stay, don't respond. Don't give them your name. They're not trying to teach anymore. They're trying to replace you. Attention students and faculty. This is an urgent message from the Office of Temporal Safety and School Continuity. We have just confirmed a widespread auditory anomaly reported across multiple school districts. Several individuals have reported hearing the morning school bell ring at exactly 12 a.m. If you heard the bell, you must listen carefully. This is not a dream. This is not a prank. You are in danger. Initial reports describe the bell as identical in tone and volume to your usual school bell, except no school bells are programmed to ring at that time. If you heard the sound, you may have already been marked. Witnesses have described experiencing automatic, involuntary behavior following the sound, rising from bed without intending to, packing school supplies without memory of doing so, finding shoes placed at the door, a school bus appearing outside with headlights on and no driver in sight. Do not approach the bus, do not open your door, do not follow your morning routine. Those who entered the bus have not returned. Security footage shows the bus doors closing, then nothing, just static. Some survivors reported being halfway down the street before realizing it was pitch black outside. They tried turning back. They couldn't find their house again. If you're watching this and the bell has not rung for you yet, stay alert. Do not respond to any school-related sounds after midnight. Do not trust any routine that begins after 11:59 p.m. And if you live near a school, avoid looking directly at the windows. Some claim to have seen classrooms filled with students, frozen, staring forward. Others say the lights inside flicker in Morse code. We are still decoding the messages. Until further notice, cover all windows by 11:45 p.m. Set alarms to wake you every 30 minutes between midnight and 5 a.m. Do not answer knocks that occur in 3 even beats. This mimics the bell rhythm. If your school ID disappears from your wallet, you've already been called. We are compiling data now. If you've experienced anything similar, leave a record in the comments. Describe what happened, what time, and what you remember before the bell rang. We'll keep broadcasting as long as we can. Stay awake, stay inside, and do not answer the bell.